Hello, everyone, and welcome to something a little bit new that I'm doing. I have my coworker friend here, Leah. She's going to be telling us about her business and all the wonderful holistic things that she does. Just real quick, to get a few housekeeping announcements out of the way. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I post new content or go live. This is going to be something ongoing. So if you yourself or you know someone who has a spiritual health and wellness or holistic business, please message me. You can find the link to my website in the description and you can send me messages there. You can also book readings, coaching, and classes there, visit the shop, all that good stuff. For this month, the community um, what is it called? Community working is going to be for prosperity. The harvest ritual link is in the description also, or you can check the community tab on YouTube. All right. So, hey, Nick's Morningstar. Hey, Denise. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, all attention is going to be on Miss Leah. If you will tell us, how long have you been in business?
Yeah, so officially I started my business in June, but I've kind of informally been doing it for about a year and a half. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the name, how did you come up with
Yeah.
cervical discourse?
So, with my business, it's Cervical Discourse. So, I talk to women a lot about like their periods, their hormones, and all of that. And so much can kind of just be so basically, how I came up with the name was really just learning about hormones. And hormones, they stimulate the cervix at different times of the month
Okay.
to during ovulation, during menstruation, and things like that. So I'm like, okay, the cervix was kind of always on my radar. And then I really felt like there was a gap of education about menstrual health and just, I know for me for a long time as a woman, I was like, I just figured PMS was normal. I thought that I was able to conceive like every day of the month and things like that. And then just kind of realizing the science behind it, that was not the case.
Right.
I was like, there needs to be a discussion about this. So I kind of married the two and I was like, okay, now we have cervical and now we're having an open discussion. We're having a discourse and just trying to normalize really menstrual health across the board for everybody.
I love it. So, you just saw the need and was like, hey, let's do something about it. Absolutely. And there's some things I'll probably need to chat with you about as well, because we were having a discussion earlier and you were saying how with the exercising and the working out, that a lot of times where the working out is counteractive based on our cycles. Can you explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are 4 different phases throughout your cycle. So the first day of your cycle is the first day of your period, and that continues until your next period.
Right.
So there is like a hormonal landscape that is happening throughout that time where different hormones are fluctuating. So when you break it down into the 4 different phases, um, you really can kind of learn how to work with the dominant hormones for each phase. So, for example, if you're doing like cardio or really intense training during your period or the phase right before your period, your body actually registers that as needing to go into fight or flight. So, your
Oh,
stress hormones go way up, which is so counterproductive to actually
yeah.
losing weight because your dominant hormone at that time is what's called progesterone. And progesterone is kind of already regulating and it actually speeds up your metabolism. So when you add too much on top of that, your body's like, what? Like, I already know what I'm doing. So really,
Dang.
it's more beneficial to do like strength training and restorative movement during that time. And this is the kind of stuff where I'm like, every woman would like feel so amazing if we learned this in health class. And I'm like, why didn't we? So
We absolutely did not.
yeah.
So for like the cardio, would that be more like a mid-cycle type of thing?
Yes, so your
Okay.
cardio would be most beneficial. So after your period ends,
Hmm.
you enter what's called the follicular phase, and then that continues through ovulation. So you have estrogen, which is going to kind of give you a little bit of a boost to do cardio. And
Hmm.
then, especially when you're about to ovulate, you get this surge of testosterone where your body's like, give me all the cardio right now. So
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, with the business, what type of services do you offer? Like, is it broken down? Is it just case by case, or do you have packages? Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So right now, what I'm offering, it's mainly just a one-on-one coaching container. So I normally recommend that we work together for about 6 months, but the minimum would be about 4 months. And really,
Mhm.
what that entails is we go really in depth into your health history and any kind of issues that you may be having. So if you struggle with a menstrual related issue, or
Mhm.
you just have, or you just like, I just feel like shit, and you want someone to help you go through that. I come up with like a personal protocol, just based on your bio individual needs.
Mhm.
And then through that, we kind of go over each foundational piece of just living a hormone healthy life. And so the training, not the coaching, it includes an education piece. So we're having one-on-one check-ins once a week, but I'm
Mhm.
also sending videos and modules and handouts that are specific to you developing a lifestyle that's going to serve you for a lifetime. And so we jump into learning how to track your cycle so you can learn how to read what your hormones are doing. And
Mhm.
then we really dive into nutrition, so that way you know how to eat for your hormones. It's not about restricting, but it's about learning how to make sure your body's getting the nutrients that it
Right.
needs to do
Right.
what it does. And then we dive into, there's like 5 different modules, I call them. We go over stress, we go over endorphins, we go over movement. And we go over all of your detox systems to make sure your organs
Ooh.
are working the way they need to work. So,
You know what? I'm glad you said that because that is something that I unfortunately has become popular, and I feel like it's overdone with the detoxing.
yeah.
Yeah, like people they detox because like, oh, I want to lose some weight, so let's detox. And it's like, but there's some stuff in there you need.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it's really just about looking at like from a holistic perspective. Because what I love about talking about hormones and menstruation is that if you can dial in on how to eat for your hormones, learn what your hormones are doing from your period, you can learn what your body is doing because your hormones control everything: mind, body, soul, mood, like all of
Mhm.
that. And so if you can see how they affect different organs in your body, and you're just supporting your body's natural detox systems, you're not going to have to like go on like a full force like juicing cleanse for 40 days. So,
Yeah, makes sense. So, one other thing, I saw on your Instagram, and y'all, this is her Instagram name, but there, I believe there's an underscore. Is it in between cervical and discourse?
yes, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to find her on Instagram, I do have cervical discourse here, but if you put a an underscore in between the two words, that would be her. But I saw the fertility awareness method. What is that? Because I was like, this. I saw a couple of the posts, and I don't want to give it away. I want you to tell us and share. But I was interested in that.
Yeah, so the fertility awareness method, it is a modality where you learn how to track certain biomarkers to determine your fertility. So a woman is actually only able to achieve pregnancy 5 to 6 days out of her cycle.
Okay.
And so by learning how to track your fertility, you can use that as a form of non-hormonal birth control, which is 99.6% effective, just as effective as the pill, as long as you follow it correctly. Or you can also use that method to achieve pregnancy, because you're like, I know I'm fertile. So really what that looks like is, the way I teach it, we're looking at 3 biomarkers. We're looking at your cervical mucus. So around ovulation, when you become fertile, you'll probably notice that you feel something or see something where you're like, oh, like there's like cervical mucus there. So I kind of teach you how to read that. And then we're also looking at your cervical position. So your cervix actually, this is an optional biomarker, but
wait a minute, it moves?
It moves. It moves.
Okay.
I know, right? So when you're fertile, your cervix actually drops down and it becomes soft, like your lips.
Okay.
When you're not fertile, it moves up and it feels like the tip of your nose. It becomes harder. So that's one. But my favorite biomarker is what's called basal body temperature. So your basal body temperature, it measures your metabolic rate. After you ovulate, which means you're not fertile anymore, after you ovulate, your metabolism rises. And so you will see a consistent temperature shift. It moves up because you track your temperature every day. So once you have a raised temperature for 3 consecutive days, you can confirm that you have ovulated, and then you're able to have sex without having to worry about conception. So you're using all of those biomarkers as a cross-reference to make sure you're good. The only thing is like when you are fertile, you want to have a backup plan. So you just want to know, like, do you need to use a barrier method? Do you want to abstain from sex? Or kind of just, it's really all about your intention at that point.
Absolutely. Okay, so that was, I knew about the softening and hardening thing. I didn't know that it would drop.
Yeah, I
know. That is so cool. First of all, women are freaking amazing because we have all these wonderful things that we can do, and I'm still learning different things, and it does make sense to feed your body, like you were saying before, feed your body based on what it needs, and to be able to know and to listen to your body, because sometimes I do feel like crap and it's like, oh, why am I so sleepy? Why I'm so tired? Or one day, like I'll crave red meat. It's like, oh, I want a steak.
Yeah.
And that's all what's going on internally. And it's like, okay, these cravings, it means something. And just digging deeper into it helps you to understand. So, Leah, we are so glad that you decided to share with us. Y'all, if you're interested on her business, you can find her on Instagram. I know that you have your Calendly link on your Instagram. Is there any other ways that the people can reach you?
Yeah, so Instagram really is like my main source right now. I'm working on a website, but it's a work in progress.
I understand.
So, yeah, if you go to my Instagram page, you can book my Calendly link there. Or if you're just not an Instagrammer, feel free to email me, which I can send that to you, Lex. But it's cervical.discourse@gmail.com.
I am putting it in the chat, cervical.discourse. And you said at Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. And there was one other thing I was going to ask. When you do decide to take on clients, is there anything specific that you're looking for in a client? Because I know, like, looking for a coach is one thing. You want to make sure that the coach fits, but as coaches, we want to make sure that we can actually help you. So is there like any do's or don'ts? that you look for in like who you are able or willing to assist?
Yeah, definitely. So I would just say, so I actually am opening up my doors for clients right now. And really, my program, the biggest thing is that it does require a little bit of effort on your end, because since we're using your period as basically like a lab, is really
Mm-hmm.
what it is
Mm-hmm.
that you would just have to be comfortable learning how to track that. And so sometimes that can kind of feel a little bit intimidating, especially the first few weeks, but it really just becomes like second nature. So as long as you're willing to invest in, learning something maybe you haven't learned before, I work with you one on one to make sure you're fully comfortable doing that and know it. That's the biggest piece, is just the investment. And then I think with anything, when you're trying to heal your body, you get the most out of it. I can tell you how to do it, but the only way it's going to be of service to you is if you are open to adopting, trying those things out and seeing what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the best way, as long as you're willing to invest in yourself. That's what matters. I mainly work with women right now who are currently like in their reproductive years,
Mm-hmm.
just because that's like my specialty. So even if you have like irregular cycles, things like that. But I'm not as super well versed like menopause, post-menopause. But I
Okay.
have references if that's something that you're looking for. So
Okay. Absolutely. All right, Leah. Well, again, thank you so much. If you have anyone that you know would like to um, teach or educate us in their field, and they have a holistic business, I know that you and your I'm part of St. Pete Girl Bosses as
yeah,
well, but I have to be a little more active. But if you know anyone that's also holistic health and wellness, Reiki, yoga, that sort of thing, please feel free to pass them my information, because I want to promote other businesses. And all my fellas out there, it's not just women, that women just don't mind talking. So, so fellas, please send me your information as well if you or your friends or family have businesses and you want to promote them. I'm going to devote my Wednesdays to this. So just let me know. But guys, who all of the ladies in the chat who said hello, those of you at home who haven't said anything that watch this after the fact, thank you so much. Spread the word. Please check out some of my content. My practice is more spiritual in nature, so there's going to be a lot of content on this channel that you may enjoy or know someone who would enjoy. Subscribe and share it. And if you are looking for something a little more um, love and relationships and adult related, join me back on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern for Tarot After Dark. All right. So until next week, guys, I love you. Leah, thank you. I'll
thank
be talking to you soon.
you. Okay,
Bye, everyone.
bye.